So today is the day that we've all been waiting for. This week we are finally putting together what we've been learning for the last few weeks. So we finally get to put together playing notes with our left hand together with our bow. So first off, let's make a reminder on how we're holding our bow. We have been holding it up here. Reminder, having your thumb curved this way, not looking down, not pointing down, but pointing up or straight. And then all of your fingers curved over at that first line. Now this week we are moving down to the frog. Your thumb is going to sit, right here on the other side, but yes, this right by the tip of that frog, not in the middle, and then your fingers go all over. So your ring finger should be kind of over that circle that's right there on the frog. Depends on how big your hands are. Your fingers might come up to here, but just make sure you have them on that first line, okay? So here we have our bow, and we play with our bow down here in between the fingerboard and the bridge, okay? So even though we're gonna put it together with our fingers up here, make sure that you are not doing this or like this. If your thumb starts to hurt right here, make sure you're not squeezing. We don't need to squeeze it. And you can move your thumb down underneath if that'll help loosen it up, and then you can move your thumb back. Okay, so you can move your thumb down underneath to play even still. Or you can put it back there. We need all of our fingers to be nice and loose. Okay, so we're gonna put our bow down for a minute. Whoops. I'll put it down without it falling. Maybe I'll put it up here on my stand. There we go. There, okay, now open your book up to page 10, and we're going to review what we talked about a couple weeks ago about how to put your fingers on the string. Okay, I've got my cello book here. Remember the names of our fingers, if you've got it looking at you so your palm is towards your face. We've got 1 is your pointer finger, 2 is your middle finger, 3 is your ring finger, and 4 is your pinky. And 2 and 3 are like best friend twins. They never do anything by themselves. Okay, so 2 and 3 are kind of like connected at the hip type of a thing. Okay, so again, you're going to put your thumb on the back of your instrument where we have that little fuzzy thing that we put right there, and that is exactly across from your second and third finger, right? And they go straight down on their tips, not flat, up on their tips. And your pinky and your third finger should be either on the second tape, and it might be red if I put the tapes on for you, okay? So your third finger goes on the second tape because our second finger is not doing anything by itself. So your 2 and 3 go together with your third finger landing on that tape. Your first finger stretches backwards to go on the first tape. Okay, so here's my thumb, my 2 and 3, sorry that's a little bright, 2 and 3 go across from it, then my fourth finger, and then my first finger reaches back. Okay, so check and see if your strings are in tune. If you need to adjust them with your fine tuners, you can. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Here's my A string, D string, and you can pause in between each string to check and see if yours is in tune. G and C. Okay, so we're going to practice putting our fingers on the string one at a time. On page 10 on the middle, it has that square with some numbers in it. These are our red finger pattern ladder. We have to learn this finger pattern to be able to play in tune. So what you do is when there's a 0, we're going to go left to right. Left to right. And we start with, when it says 0, you have 0 fingers down, so that's like an open string. That we're gonna do this on every string, but let's just use D. Okay, so this is our open D string. When we have a 1, you're going to put your first finger on the first tape, hold it down tight, and pizzicato it, and that's our note. Then when we get to the 3, you're going to add 2 and 3 on and pizzicato that note, and then add your fourth finger. So on this note, you should have all 4 fingers down. This 0 is the next string up. So in this case, it would be your A string. And then you do A again, and then A, and then this is all 4 of your fingers on the D string. 4, take 1 off, 3, take those 2 off, 1, take that off, open. Okay, so I'm going to pizzicato it for you. I'm going to play with my bow so you can hear it. You can pizzicato along. You can rewind this a couple times if you need to. So we got open. And making sure that I have my 2 and 3, oh, they're over where they're going to go down. They're hovering over their tapes. So open. 1, 3, 2 and 3 together. 4. And then the A string above it. Then A. Then all 4 fingers go down. Then 3. Then 1. And then open. So it makes a part of a scale. So pizzicato that on every string until you get really confident on them with getting these fingers down in the right spots, and then you can add your bow. Start with it up here, and then as more days go by, you can move it down. This is what the G string red finger pattern sounds like. Again, pizzicato until you feel comfortable. Open D string. String up, I'm lifting these fingers up a little bit to play the open string, and then when I go back onto the G string, I put them all back down. Put them all together. Okay, for bass, yours is a little different. You're going to play open, open, 1, 4, open, 1 on the next string up. Open, 1, 4. I know I'm playing this on the cello. I'm going to squish my fingers so that it'll be like when you're playing yours. Nope, doesn't work on the cello, and I don't have a bass. But you remember it's open 1, 4, open 1. You both did a great job when you were working on it. Okay, so now on our next, going down here, you have numbers written in rows. These are representing when your fingers go down, and it's going to make a song. Remember, every time that we add more fingers on, then it makes our pitch go up, the sound go up by one note, and so we can play songs. Also, there are some symbols in there. There are vertical lines called bar lines, and that separates our music into measures. It's just a way that we have of describing where the notes are so we can keep track of them all together. Okay, well, I'm going to do this on the D string. Please pizzicato until you feel confident. We're going to start on the first one on the name of the tune, which we discovered was Hot Cross Buns. So I'm going to play it, you pizzicato. So I'm starting with 3 fingers on for cello. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, sorry. Start with 4 fingers basses. Cellos start with 3. Ready, go. The wrong song. That was Mary Had a Little Lamb. Wow. All right, let's go back and do Hot Cross Buns. 2. I don't want to start the video all over again. We're just going to keep going. Ready, go. Rest. 3 fingers. 1. Rest. Now 4 opens. 1. 3. And basses, when I said 3, you should have done 4, 4, 1, open. All right, and then Mary Had a Little Lamb uses those same numbers. Ready? I'm going to play it. You can pizzicato along. Do it as many times as you need to. Ready? Go. Rest. 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 Good. Pizzicato that, and you can do it on any string, and until you feel like you want to use your bow. Again, moving down here, you can play it up here, or you can move down. If your thumb really starts to hurt underneath with your bow grip, make sure that you aren't squeezing, okay? and that your thumb is going the right way. If your thumb's pointing down, then it's going to start to hurt. That's one of the reasons why we need you to have your thumb pointed the right way, not like this, but like this, so that it can be loose. Also, you can move your thumb down here if that's a little bit easier at first to make it so your thumb doesn't hurt. Okay, the next page on page 11 talks more, and this is what we talked about in class about, we get our musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So each of those notes that we changed, every time we put our fingers down onto the string and we changed it, we're going to give it a letter name. And we only have the first A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We don't have H, I, J, K, any of those after that, just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so your fourth finger, or your open string, is D. When you add one finger, it's E. When you add your next fingers up to your next tape, it's F sharp. That sharp looks like the hashtag symbol. And, okay, I'll make sure you can see that better. That hashtag symbol, but it's not, it's a sharp. It's like a middle name that changes it a little bit. So don't worry about what it means and stuff, just make sure that we call it F sharp. So this is the cello book. Open D, first finger E, second and third finger on is F sharp, that's fourth finger for basses, and then G is fourth finger for the cellos and the next open string up for the basses. Okay, so D, E, F sharp, G, and then open A string is the next one up. Okay, so at the bottom of page 11, we have our red finger pattern ladders that are written out with the note names inside of the notes. So when you see a quarter note that has a D in the middle, you're going to pizzicato an open D for every one of those notes that you see. So this would be like D, 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 D. And then there's 4 E's, and then 4 F sharps, and 4 G's, and 4 A's. So you're going to keep playing those. And cello, or a bass, you know, your A is your next first finger up on the G string. On the next 2 pages, page 12 and 13, are songs. We didn't go over these in class, but you are welcome to start practicing them at home, following along with playing the note that is inside the circle. The horizontal lines are just there to help us get used to reading music on lines with the notes that go in the lines and spaces. We're going to talk more about that next week. All right, have a great week, and we will see you later.